to provide a semicolon for everything. Okay, I did not remember exactly, but I'm just telling. Okay, but I did not given the semicolon here. It has to execute all line number 18, all lines, and it has to understand. And then when it comes to line number 19, and see like, oh, there is a semicolon is missing, then throws an exception. It will throw an exception, throw some sort of error. We don't know the word about exception still. Throw some sort of an error. Okay, so this is called interpreter. It is a line by line execution process is happening in the olden days of programming language. That is done by a person called interpreter. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Now,
compilation is not available in C.
no, compilation is a process. Okay,
Okay.
so the compilation will be happening line by line.
Okay, sir.
It will happen first line and the second line, third line, fourth line. Okay, now to understand a little bit more, compilation. If you see that word compilation means, that means like you need to something called understandable. Compilation means it is understandable. As if you take like a general English meaning of a particular word, if you take, it is understandable.
Yes.
Now include stdio stdio.h. If it is says that it is a English language which you have written here, but computer will understand this one.
No, sir.
No, no, sir.
No, computer it has to convert this one to their understandable language, their understandable process. Okay, computer will change to their understand. How it is gonna be changed? What is the language? What are the things it has to be understood by computer? It will understand only ones and zeros. A series of ones and zeros it will understand. Apart from that, it will never understand anything. This is the only one thing where a humans can able to read. This cannot be same as if you say like this a human can understand.
No,
No,
No.
sir.
no,
No,
sir.
sir.
So that
No,
is
sir.
the point. That is the point. We write in our own language, and whatever the person who is there in that programming language, that guy will change and make it understand to the computer. Now, coming to this, our day-to-day activity, day-to-day examples. For example, our Indian Prime Minister and Russia Prime Minister, if they both meet together, okay, Indian Prime Minister will speak Hindi, Russia Prime Minister will speak in Russian. How they able to communicate? With the
Translator.
Mediator.
translator.
Yeah.
With the translator, the person who will be there, he knows both Hindi and he knows both Russia. Okay, our PM will say into the Hindi and he will understand that, and he will convert the same thing and convey that message to Russian president, so that he will understand and he will give the response to this guy, and he will understand that Russian whatever the response we got, and he will convert the same thing and given back in terms of the Hindi language where our prime minister will understand. Okay, now this is the one person who will be there in between. But do you think, or any time in any picture, that the mediator, I mean,
No,
that translator is
we cannot.
visible at any point of time?
No,
No,
we
sir.
cannot see them.
No, sir.
No, sir.
That guy is
No.
not on. That guy is never ever able to visible at any sort of a pictures, anything. But that guy should be there. Apart from that guy, your work will not be happen, right?
Yes, sir.
In the same
Yes,
way,
sir.
for any programming language, we are working on it. So we cannot able to say to the computer, boss, do 100 001 110. What it understand? I mean, that computer can understand, but how about the other people will able to understand? Humans will read English language or some other language they understand, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Sir.
that is
Yeah.
why That process is called compilation. Okay, that the person who is between is a translator. In the same way, our person will be there in the programming language is called a compilation. Now, that process is called compilation. Now, by doing this one, how they have to do, in which way they have to do, is a difference between the procedural programming language and the object-oriented programming language. In procedural programming language like C, it has to execute line by line. First line it will execute and understand. Second line it will execute and understand. Third line, fourth line, fifth line, and then like if it is comes at the 21st line, if there is any error over there, then it will say, boss, there is error here. You need to fix it. That is what they do. So this process, this compilation process done by a person called interpreter. Okay. In procedural programming languages, the the compilation process done by a person called interpreter. Okay. Now, for example, do you think in our total programming languages, we write some thousands lines of code, correct? Thousand lines of code, thousand lines of pages, we will write all the stuff. So if it is happening line by line, how much time it would take for compiling a single project itself? It would take a lot of time. For that, what our scientists has done, like they have developed this another person called compiler. Okay, the compilation process done by a person called compiler. Now, what this compiler does, this compiler at one shot, it will scan whole page and identify all the compilation errors. Like it will execute at one shot, it will check, just like in a robo. So he will just scan your book, right? In the same way, he will scan the whole page and see like, is there any error? If there is any error, and it will throw that error to the user, fix it and come back to me. Got it?
Yes,
So
sir.
that is the difference between the compiler and interpreter. Got it? Now,
Yes.
now to connect in the same thing, in Java, which type of thing we use? We use compiler. Okay. In Java, we use compiler. In C Sharp, we use compiler. Like that, in many programming languages, we use compiler. But compiler names are different. In Java, we use Java Virtual Machine. What is the compiler we are using? What is this name?
The
Java.
Java
Java
virtual
virtual
machine.
machine.
Okay. This guy is the one who does the compilation process. This guy name is called JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay. Now, to understand a little bit more, all Java classes will be ended with .java, correct? If
Yes,
you
sir.
create a class means abc.java means by seeing this one, we'll say like, it is a .java. Okay. So this is the extension. By seeing the extension, we'll say like, this is a Java file. Okay. Got it?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
this Java file, for example, take this is a abc.java. Okay. So I written like, integer a equal to 10, system dot out dot print ln of, sorry, of hello. Okay. Like this, I have a program. I did not define any sort of a class, anything. Think this is a .java file. Okay. This .java file is the one where you can able to write the program to understand the person who has a knowledge of a Java, right? In which language he is writing a program? In English language,
English language.
right? In English language, he is writing the program. Now, when you want to execute this one, okay? So when you execute this one, then what will happen? One person will come. That guy name is JVM. This guy, what it does, this guy will change all these letters into ones and zeros. Okay. These ones and zeros, who will understand? By our computer or processor, whatever it is you wanna say that. Okay. So this guy will change all these lines of the code, 16 lines of a code, into ones and zeros, something like this. He will change it. He will change it something like this, and he will give to the processor. Boss, this guy is asking to execute this one. Okay, I change all your lines into the ones and zeros and execute. When we change all these lines ones and zeros, this guy has to put some sort of a name for that file, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
now when we are writing this file, we given a name as a apc.java, right? This is the name we given. Now, when we start executing, and this guy will come, okay, and he will convert all 16 lines into ones and zeros, and this guy also gives some sort of a name to that particular file. That name is abc.class.
Class.
Okay, this is the class file where all whatever the things which you have given from .java to, it will convert to the .class file. This .class file, who will understand? By the
Mission.
Processor.
Machine.
processor, by the computer, whomever it is you wanna say that. So that guy will execute. Now, when this JVM will give everything to class files, and he will understand, and he will process that, and he will give the output back to the whatever the console we have, right? That is what it's gonna be processed. Got it?
Sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah.
Sir.
So this is the process will happen for any sort of a programming language. Now we are talking about the Java means, so that's the reason we have added .java file, and we have added uh, a person called Java virtual machine, and what that person role, what he does, and what he creates, and what he after he creates, he will give to the someone. So this is the process we understand now. So this is process is called compilation process of a Java. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So it is a compilation process of a Java. So Java virtual machine, who is responsible for this? JVM is the responsible for this. So guys, you have to understand this concept clearly. Okay, if you have any sort of a questions, ask me. I'll let you know in another way if you want.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please go ahead, ma'am.
Uh, Sir, in the editor ID, Eclipse editor, while
Uh-huh.
writing itself, we are getting the compile time error, sir. How does it
Uh-huh.
happen?
Okay. Now, the ID is, which is right now is developing, integrated development environment. IDE means, okay.
Yeah.
So they are creating some sort of the rules, like if you forgot semicolon, immediately it will show, red color here.
Yeah.
Okay. So they are writing in such a way to identify some mandatory things. Okay. Some mandatory things they have written like, semicolon missing. So you need to show some sort of a highlight. That doesn't mean like it is compiling that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. When you
It is
start to
act as
run,
a tool, right?
yeah, that's a tool basically, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
it starts run, if it starts run, then only this file will be converted into the .class file.
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. This is Vishnu.
Who is this?
This is Vishnu, sir.
Vishu.
Vishnu.
Vishnu. Yeah, yes, Vishnu.
Sir, while creating a class in the IDE itself, we are just giving a name. Can we think that the IDE is giving that file class name .java or JVM is giving, sir?
JVM will come into the picture only when you start run. Until then, that guy he is sleeping forever.
Okay.
You will wake up him only when you start run.
Okay.
Okay.
So can I think that IDE is giving that class name as abc.java?
Of course.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Whatever the default things are coming, that is the IDE's responsibility. That is not JVM's responsibility.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions?
So the source code .java will get converted as a bytecode, which means .class. That is done by a compiler only, no, sir, or by a JVM. I get confused about that.
Okay. Now, you said both are same. Okay. You said whatever the things, like, the source code which is converted to the .class file, who is doing this? Is it doing by the compiler or a JVM?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now in Java, the compiler name is .jvm. In
Okay.
Java, the compiler name is JVM. The source code will convert it to the bytecode is doing by the compiler. That's correct. But for the
Yes, sir.
compiler, there should be some name, right? Some Subbarao, Pullarao, whatever the Rao you want to do. So you cannot able to put all your different names, right? So that these guys given
Yes,
a
sir.
name called Java Virtual Machine, JVM.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, I am Sundar, sir.
Yes, Sundar.
Sir, nowadays we are using compiler, sir. Rather than compiler, we did not use interpreter in Java, sir. Or else it is outdated or what, sir?
I told you right, Sundar. Basically, when interpreter means it has to execute how it is executing the code.
It checks the program by line, sir.
Okay. Like you have 20,000 lines of code. Take every line takes 1 second. How much time it would take?
Don't take it 20,000 seconds, sir, to execute the
So
code.
do you think that would be efficient programming in nowadays?
No.
Then that's it.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions? Guys, any other questions?
So what does mean by JIE compiler, sir? Inside the JVM, there is a JIE compiler now, sir.
I'll come to that point. JRE, we will discuss about it. But as of now, did you understand about JVM?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if we are very much clear about Java compilers and whatever the process, how the data will change, source code will change to the bytecode, everything then we are gonna be add one more point over there. Okay, that is called
Yes.
JRE. JRE, Java Runtime Environment. Okay, Java Runtime Environment. Okay, now when you divide these words into separately and understand Java runtime and environment, that means for Java to run this program in this environment. So it is creating some sort of a one playground where you can able to run your program into this playground. That is the environment which is available here. That is called JRE. Got it?
Yes.
Java runtime environment. So it is providing some sort of a environment where it is gonna be convert. I mean, it is gonna be give the option like you can come and play here. This is what it is giving an option to Java, right? So what is this environment, Molali? I did not understand. What do you mean by this environment? Okay, that means uh, you have a computer. In that computer, it is having the 16 GB of RAM. For example, take now if you have a 16 GB of RAM and you are trying to run your program, do you think your program, the Java program, will take whole 16 GB of RAM?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Do you think how much memory it should take? It should say like 1 GB of memory or 2 GB of memory or 3 GB of memory? How much GB of memory it would take? How
Maybe
do you
based on
decide
the
that? How do you decide that? For example, you have a very, very small program. You have a very big program. How do you decide how much of memory of a RAM I can use so that I can able to run my program? If you say simple way, like in our day-to-day activity, you have in the, for example, wherever the place you have 100 acres of land. In that 100 acres of land, if you want to construct your house, you will construct your house throughout the 100 acres of land? No, right?
No.
Okay. For example, you will construct like, in 1 acre of land or 2 acres of land. You will have some sort of a boundary, right? Okay, this is the boundaries. So this is what I want to construct so that this is the place where I can construct the house so that I can able to live over there. That is what you are gonna be give the boundary and you are gonna be use it. Now in the same way, Java runtime environment, it will be created some sort of a boundary where all your programs will execute in that boundary.
You refer the task to it like the help is not
Guys, please go on mute. Rupa. Do you understand this point? So it is providing some sort of say area in your RAM so that you can able to execute your program in that area and get me the output. Okay, you can keep your programs, all changes, whatever the things you can do, and then you can able to do it your things over there. Inside the environment, what will happen? Everything we can able to see, like if you see the architecture, you will able to understand. But on the outer side, I just want to tell you how it is working. Any questions on JRE? Or you did not understand anything? Yes, Umesh.
Sir, it is
Can you repeat again, sir?
bit confusing, sir.
I have a question.
Yeah, yes, Umesh.
What is the use of JRE? Why do you like, is there any special qualities of using it?
Okay, what is the purpose the JRE is needed? Okay,
To make a environment in your RAM?
It That's correct. So now you want to run your program. So when you are trying to run your program, the IDE has to ask the RAM, okay, can you put my program over there, this Java program, where the Java compiler will come and it will execute whatever the things. It will create the class file and it will store in some place of the RAM. And then this class file, I will give it to the processor. Processor will execute and he'll give the output. How it is gonna be happen? Where it has to be put and where it has to be executed? How much memory it will take? How much size it has to take? Who will decide all this stuff?
The JRE?
That is the JRE will decide. The JRE is the creating one sort of a environment where, okay, IDE, come here, put your Java class, convert the Java class into the .java file to the .class file. Okay, whatever the things you have, you can use it and give this one to the processor. Processor will execute and come back here. So it will create a one sort of a boundary in your RAM so that you can able to play over there. Still questions?
No.
How about others?
So JRE will be inside the JVM, sir.
JRE inside the JVM. One second, I'll get the architecture of it.
Okay, sir.
I don't want to bring that because you people are get confused. So that's why I just want to give you some sort of the overview so that it will come and understand. I'm looking for some good architecture. Give me a second. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Give me a second, it is slowly. Okay. It's not loading here. That's fine. If you see this one, this is the JRE, right? This is the one sort of a boundary it is creating. Inside the boundary, you are gonna be put the IDE, you will put that all the Java classes. Okay. In the Java classes, this JVM will be available over there, and it will convert all your Java file to the .class files, and it will execute and it will give it back to the output. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Now it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we have talked about a compiler, and we have talked about a JVM, and we have talked about a JRE. Okay, so these are the three things we talked about right now. So earlier we talked about what is a compiler and what is an interpreter. Okay,
Yes.
someone has some question?
No, sir.
Is everyone is good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If anyone has any questions, do let me know. We can discuss a lot. Okay, so don't be a half-cooked mind. Have to have a clear understanding. What are you reading? Okay, you have to have very good understanding. There is no doubt at all. If anyone is asking this question, means you need to have an answer for that. Maybe if I am wrong, tell me so that we can able to clarify together. Okay, so there is nothing like everyone is correct and everyone is wrong. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Any other question? So we have understand about interpreter, we have understand about a compiler, and we have understand about the JVM, and we have understand about the JRE. Now we will add one more new word called JDK. Okay, so JVM, JRE, and JDK. JDK means it is a Java Development Kit. Okay, so basically, from our childhood days, we will listen about cricket kit, right? Or badminton kit, or swimsuit kits, something like that. We will listen about it. What do you mean by kit over there?
The equipment.
All the
We have
requirements will
tools,
be there.
tools, some tools and
Requirements
things.
gathered in one place.
So all the things is available in one bag and will tie up together and will say that is called as a kit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
in the same way, JDK, Java Development Kit. So this is also, we have some sort of a tools, some sort of the things. I mean, I will not say as a tool. I will say something like some things are there. Those things will be used for the development purpose for Java. Java Development Kit. So what is the kit means? It's some sort of the things where tie up together, which will be used for the development for the programming language Java. Okay, you need to read it from the reverse. Kit development and for Java. Java development kit. Now, in our future, we will understand what it would be there in JDK. What is there? What is the kit? That means it is inside in the. So sorry, guys. I have a severe cough. Uh, so, what I was saying, yeah, JDK. It's a kit which has the a lot of things together, which will be used for the development for Java language. Got it? That is called JDK. So now we have seen the JVM, we have seen the JRE, we have seen the JDK. Okay. There are
Sir,
there
sir,
there are few things I have told you for your understanding, and going forward it will be clear for you. There are some sort of wordings I have changed. JVM will be used for this. When you understand this one little bit more and more, then you will get a clarity of what exactly, and you can able to understand clearly as it is. Yes, madam. Someone has any question?
yeah, sir. My name is Dimsi, sir. Sir, Java C, is it not the compiler? Uh,
Uh,
in a document, I read like Java JVM was interpreter and Java C is the compiler. That's where I got confusion.
so, as I said now, uh, in the future, you will get to understand when you do more and more program. So
Okay.
what exactly of a Java C will happen? What exactly of this JVM does? All this stuff. But as an outside view, you have
Okay.
to remember like this. Okay.
Okay.
So when you
Whole
put
picture.
all this stuff, when you put all this stuff in your mind, you will never ever remember this one. Okay, how it is gonna be happen, what it is, and you will forget about this, Java C, all these things. You
Okay,
have
sir.
to understand such a way so that you can able to add on, even though you have to remember anyway. Okay,
Okay.
you will never miss any concept. Got it?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other question?
I have a question.
Yes.
I didn't quite understand the JDK.
Okay. We'll put it something in different way, Umer. JDK. As I said earlier, might be you are not familiar with the kit concept. Did you ever familiar with the kit? A word called kit?
Yes, I am.
What do you mean by that then?
So it's a kit. There are many types of kits. Like a kit is basically, I don't exactly know how to explain it, but it's a group of tools you need to maybe build something.
The group of objects would be there. You cannot say exactly the tools will be there. Group of things will be there, or group of objects will be there, where it will be used for the particular purpose, right?
Yes.
Now, in for the same thing, Omer, uh, in the Java also, when the people develop this Java, they also give some sort of the tools or some sort of the objects or some sort of things where it will be useful for your development purpose. What are those things? We will see in the next classes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
I
so for
understand.
example, like you have a box. In the box, you have a hammer, you have a nail, uh, and you have some sort of uh, drilling machine, and you have some sort of other thing, So when you take this kit, you will understand to the some place like what you're gonna be drill your wall, and you will hammer the nail over there, right? By using these type of tools. Now in the same way, Java also, when these people are developing, they will give some sort of a tool where when you're writing your program, you will use those tools for your development purpose. Got it?
Yes.
So, for example, why they need to give these tools? What is the necessity? If we have this type of a question, as I said earlier, you have a hammer, you have a nail. Why do you buy the hammer? You can create your own hammer, right? You can create your own hammer. You will take the nail. That will take a lot of time for you creating a hammer. Rather than that, you can buy and use it. Correct?
Yes.
The same thing. There are some sort of a tools which is already prepared by someone. They will give it to you and you will use it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, so guys, any other questions on overall picture? This is the total background of a Java. When a Java comes, right, uh, then you will understand this whole background of it. As of now, I mean, until yesterday, whatever the concepts you have learned, that is common for any programming language. The concepts like typecasting, concept for variables, data types, operators, conditional statements, loops, and arrays. All these are is common for any sort of a programming language. You can take JavaScript, you can take C Sharp, you can take Python, you can take whatever it is. It will be common. Okay. Now from the today onwards, you're gonna be deep dive into the Java so that you will have a very good idea what you are gonna be learn and how it is gonna be useful when we are learning for the Java language. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Okay.
good. Anyone has any other questions? Anything?
Sir,
Yes,
sir, this is Shweta.
yes, Shweta.
Sir, uh, this Java compiler is two-way, sir. I mean, this compiler converts source code to bytecode, and
Mhm.
who converts the bytecode to source code, sir?
The same guy, right? See, for example, you will write system.out.println Shweta, right?
Yes,
So in the console, it has to show as a Shweta, right?
yes, sir.
In the console, it will not show like 100 011 100, something like as a Shweta. It will not show that, right?
Yes, sir.
The same person who took you to understand to the processor, the same person will convert back and give it to you in the English language. If you say, if you understand clearly, right, Shweta, our Prime Minister and the Russia Prime Minister, how the conversation will happen. The same guy, he will take the question from the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister in Hindi, converted and put it into the Russian. And the Russian person will give a response. He will understand, convert it into the Hindi and give it back to the our Prime Minister. Right?
Yes, sir.
The same person will be the responsible for that. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Sir, what is difference between interpreter and debugging, sir?
Interpreter and debugging. uh, when it comes to the debugging, when our Java classes, when we start, you can remember this point. I will give you the complete information because if I say no, I don't think like many people would understand about the debugging. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions from anyone? Is it good? Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Manoj,
Yes, sir.
is everything is fine? Good?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, what is IDE, sir?
What is IDE? Excellent. IDE. When you open the Eclipse, right? That is called IDE. When you see the full form of that, IDE means Integrated Development Environment. Sorry. Integrated Development Environment. When you bifurcate these words and understand clearly, it is providing some sort of environment where it will be used for your development. Okay. So that is what it is giving. This is going some sort of, for example, very simple, guys. In your houses, in between, like there will be some sort of a place for a playground. Okay, what you will do with that playground? The government will create some sort of environment where kids could come and play. Correct? In the same way,
Yes.
that is called one sort of environment this government is creating. Now, this software, it is creating some sort of environment where you can able to develop, write your something, that is called IDE, Integrated Development Environment. IDE means, is it only Eclipse is an IDE? No. There are many IDEs are there. Eclipse is an IDE. IntelliJ is an IDE. Visual Studio is an IDE. Visual Studio Code is an IDE. Okay. For PyCharm is an IDE. Like there are n number of development environments are provided for their respective programming language. Okay. Got it?
Got it.
Any question, Padmaja? Clear?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Okay. Anyone has any other questions?
Sir, actually, I have a question. Jinsi here.
Hmm?
This JVM, it is a virtual machine, right? So
Yes, JVM, Java Virtual Machine, correct.
yeah. So it's inside the JRE, right, sir? It's part of JRE.
Yes.
So how does this virtual machine, what is that meaning, that virtual machine? I didn't get it. What is that meaning of that virtual machine here? I didn't get that concept.
See, the point here is, if I say like, virtual machines, all this stuff, as of now, you can just understand like, in the JVM, it's gonna be convert your Java class into the class file.
Okay.
Okay. So if
Okay.
I give you some sort of a whole concept, it will be confused for you. As of now, understand this is the what it is gonna be happen. When you
Okay.
further develop your knowledge, then you will come to know, okay, this is what is happening in JVM. This is what is gonna be happening in the JRE. So you will able to connect the dot by the time. But right
Okay.
now,
Okay, sir.
right
Okay,
now,
sir.
you have to connect the dots from the distance to distance. After that, you can put smaller dots so that you can able to connect whole line.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Okay, sir.
Any other question? Is everyone good? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. And today we will add some more things to our knowledge, because everything today we have learned about the theoretical process. We will add some more things into the our practical process also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
So guys, I believe everyone knows about creating the Java using the IDE, Eclipse or IntelliJ, whatever the IDE you are feasible, you can use it. Okay. Now we will create one class, so that how that class would work and everything will be, we are gonna be talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
So for that, what we are gonna do, right? We are going to be understand one small story now. Okay. So based on the story, we will build our, however it is, our uh, our programming language concept. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes.
Nice. One second, guys. Okay. Now, is everyone knows about this picture?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So this is called, in our childhood we used to draw. If anyone asks you to draw any picture, means we used to draw the house, right? So I will show you this house in all the directions. So here the house has a door, and the house has a door number, correct? The door would be there and the door number would be there. And then the house has the front door, and this is the back side of a door, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And and to add something more onto this house is situated in one sort of a area, correct?
Yeah, plot. Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
in that area there are lot many houses like this. There are one more house here. One more house here. Like this, there are number of houses in this area. So we'll put the area name as like guys, please go on mute if anyone is not gonna talk. So all three houses is available in the which area? ABC area. Okay. So this is the road, and for this house, what are the things we know?
House number.
Door number, front door, back door.
First door number,
Color.
number.
House number.
Okay.
Which area it is?
Number, street name.
Area.
Street
First
name.
area, that area. Okay. House name, right?
Yeah.
And house name and the door number can be the same, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correct. This house
Yes.
name, like how do you identify this house name 289? How do you identify this house name 434? How do you identify this one? Some sort of a custom names would be different, but when you talk about the postal people, they will understand with the same door number, right? House name and the door number both are same, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One is an area, one is a house name and door name, and anything door. How many doors? Doors. Front door,
Color.
front door,
Back door.
back door. Okay. And
Doors.
color.
color, yes, colors are different.
Side door.
What is it?
Side door, like side balcony door.
These doors we have added, right? Front door, back door. You want to add side door? Okay, side door.
House.
And when we go inside a little bit now, it will have some sort of a room, right?
Yes, sir.
Rooms
Yes.
like
Hall.
First
Living
bedroom. Second
it
bedroom.
has a hall. Very good. Kitchen, and
Master bedroom.
First
will have hall, kitchen, and
Master
bedroom,
second
Sir,
and
house.
third.
bedroom. Okay, say like master bedroom and
kids
Children
bedroom.
bedroom.
kids
Puja
bedroom.
Kids bedroom.
Okay. Now we'll talk about little bit things are inside this house. Okay, inside this house we'll talk. For example, TV,
furniture.
TV or sofa. Okay, is accessible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Accessible to everyone. Okay. Now, kitchen items like dining table, all this stuff. Is it accessible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Everyone. Okay. And in the master bedroom, so in this bedroom, the bed and the AC and the closet inside the master bedroom, is it accessible to everyone?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
No.
No, sir.
it is not accessible to everyone. Okay. And in the same way, as a privacy point, the kid bedroom has something like their desk chair, their bunk bed, or whatever it is. Is it accessible to everyone?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No,
It
sir.
is also not accessible to everyone. Okay. Now, when we talk about this one, for all these rooms, okay, there will be some sort of a door and there will be some sort of a keys also will be there, right?
Yes, sir.
For room, you will have a keys also, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you see these points, anyone has any questions
No, sir.
on these points?
No, sir.
Anyone, please? Anyone has any questions on this?
No, sir.
No. No.
Everyone is very clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we are gonna be add this same story to our programming language. Okay. If you're able to understand these 7 points, and that means like you are so good in programming language. Okay. So those parts we will discuss by tomorrow. But do understand, do remember these points, whatever the things we are there, it will keep it in my desktop here itself. Okay. So tomorrow we'll discuss about this again. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Okay,
as of
sir.
now, any other questions?
No.
No, sir.
Everyone is good?
No, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, guys. So if you don't have any other questions, tomorrow we'll discuss very interesting topic about our object oriented. Please don't miss anyone. Ask your team members. Everyone has to be attend because if you understand these all 7 points, 100% you will understand the rest of the things. Okay, because from these 7 points only, we are gonna be add our next dot so that we can able to draw a line. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good, guys.
Yes.
So do your practice, whatever the things